Hey everyone, it's Lauren, and today we are talking about the stack of books that I'm still trying to get through this year. As I'm filming this, it's already partway through November, which means I probably have about, 6 weeks left this year to get through the rest of my stack of books. Now, these are just books that I either have had on my TBR for a long time and I've been trying to get through, or there's a couple series I started. Well, a series I started that I'm trying to finish up the rest of it this year. And this is just because I want to. It's not for my Goodreads challenge. I already finished that a while ago. My goal was to read 52 books this year, or a book per week, and I've already surpassed that by reading about 63 books. And the way I do my Goodreads challenges are to only count books that I haven't read before. So my 63 books this year don't count any rereads that I've done, and I've done quite a few. I listened to the majority of the Harry Potter audiobooks again, or at least about half of them. I've gone through almost the entire Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus series again. I've almost finished that, also in audiobook format. If you guys can't tell, I'm kind of a fan of audiobooks. So 63 new books, and I have a stack that I'm still trying to get through. So let's dive into these books and chat about what I'm trying to finish up. The first book is The Fifth Wave, and I've already started this. I'm about that far into it, and I just really need to finish this book. It's kind of interesting, but I still haven't been hooked into it, so it's taking me forever to read this. If you follow me on Goodreads, you can see that this has been on my currently reading for quite a while now, and I just need to dig through the rest of it and just finish this book. I'm told that it becomes interesting very soon after where I stopped, and I hope it does, because if it continues at this pace, I might not finish it this year, honestly. And the next is the Mortal Instruments series. I started this quite a while ago, and I got through 3 books, and I'm not really a fan of this series so far, but people keep on telling me that I need to finish this series so I can read the Infernal Devices series. So honestly, that's why I'm trying to finish up this series, so I can read a different one. So I only have 2 books left, and I need to read them. We're just gonna throw books on the floor at the moment, because that's always a good idea. The next book on my list is Emma by Jane Austen. I've read quite a few of Jane Austen's books, but I haven't read Emma. I think Emma is my sister's favorite out of the series, and it's definitely one of my friends' favorites in the entire series. So they keep on telling me every single time, well, especially my friend, we keep on going to bookstores, and we end up by the Jane Austen books, and she's like, "Have you read Emma?" And I'm like, "No, I still haven't read Emma, but I will." So it's going on my by the end of 2016 list, and hopefully I'll get through it. I mean, it's kind of a longish book, but this is also a very little book. I mean, look at this. It's so little. I'm optimistic. By the end of 2016. Next is the Oedipus trilogy by Sophocles. Now, I'm not sure how many people put Sophocles or other ancient Greek writers on their lists, but I'm always fascinated by ancient Greek literature. This might have something to do with the fact that I did ancient Greek in high school as my foreign language, because why not? And I could. So I've already read part of this. The Oedipus trilogy, or as it's also called, the Oedipus cycle, is Oedipus Rex, Oedipus Colonos, and Antigone. And I have definitely read part of Antigone. I've actually translated part of Antigone for homework back in high school. So I know the story, I know what goes on, but I just want to finally read through the entire cycle as a whole so I can see the whole picture at one time. So hopefully I'll be able to get into some Sophocles before the end of the year. Next up is a book that I've had for a little while. I bought this back in July, haven't touched it, but it's The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. It's set during World War II. I was kind of almost on like a World War II themed book buying spree right around that time, because I was reading a lot of books set during World War II and buying a lot of books set during World War II. That's when I got Codename Verity and I read it. I still need to get and read Rose Under Fire, but that's not by the end of 2016 because there's only so much time before the end of the year, and I'm trying to make sure I have time for like a life and hanging out with friends and writing and doing other things. But I want to get through The Nightingale. It sounds fascinating. It's an nice, different kind of literature than the other ones on my pile so far. I was trying to keep my stack diverse enough so that I could have enough choices so I wouldn't just be like, oh, I don't feel like reading another YA lit book. There's 2 more books on my list, guys. The next one is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter. I got this in my uppercase box in October, and I definitely want to get through this. If I have time, I might also add on my uppercase box book from November, which is The Sun is Also a Star, which is right here on my shelf. So if I have time, I might add in The Sun is Also a Star by Nicole Yoon, but it'll probably be one that gets shifted further out just because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books on my list, and this isn't the last one either. So definitely want to get through Vasa in the Night. It's set in Manhattan, and it's Russian folklore mixed with Manhattan. It's witches and a wooden doll and New York City, and I mean, what is wrong with that? There's nothing that sounds wrong with that. I'm getting quite the pile there on the floor. And last but not least, it's a book that I have already read, but I really want to read this book again because it's Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I've only read Empire of Storms the once, which is really kind of sad, but I keep on reading other things and moving through my TBR, but I really need to get back and reread Empire of Storms because I've been wanting to do a book talk on this for so long, and I didn't do it right after I read the book, which would have been the ideal time. Instead, I just sent many texts in all caps to my best friend who was also reading the book. Well, first I convinced her that she really needed to make time to read the book, and then I sent her a ton of texts in all caps with all of my feels about the book, which there were a lot, so I really should have just ranted to y'all then about this book, but it's been long enough. It's been a couple months, so I need to give this book another read, and I'm really excited. So I'm hopeful to get this in also by the end of the year, though if something has to slide, it might be this book because I've already read it and I'm trying to get through the other. I already forgot how many. There's 7 down there. I can't count, guys, but there's 7 books down there. This is the 8th, so I'm optimistic, but I also realize that it's going to be a very busy time coming up, and I might have to see if I can grab some of those in audiobook format, just so I can like wrap Christmas presents and finish making some Christmas presents and basically just get everything wrapped up for the end of the year like I need to. I really want to, guys. I really want to. Sarah J. Maas is a beautiful writer, and Empire of Storms is such an emotional book. We'll just leave it at that. No words, guys. I don't have words for this book at the moment, but I will because I'm going to reread it, and then y'all are going to hear all of my words. So that'll be great. But these are the books that I'm trying to get through before 2016 is over. What do you think? Does this sound doable or not? Give me a yay or nay down below in the comments. Do you guys have books that you're trying to get through before the end of the year? If so, also let me know that down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to keep up with my progress on reading through these or what I think about them after I've read them, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and see you later.